Hey, Owen McCabe here, and I want to talk to you about an article I came across in the New York Times recently called the title of the article, you won't believe this, the title of the article was Why Men Need Women. Now, it's in itself is a bizarre title. Of course, you would think, oh look, a little piece of nonsense. But actually, it's an article based on a whole lot of really good research. And it's something that I suppose I've been talking about in a very different way for a long time. The article, the essence of the article, and the link to the article is on the blog. So if I had the time and the energy and technology and the interest, I'd have it going across the screen right along there. But I don't. You have to go onto my blog and get the link. Or obviously go onto the New York Times and just put in the title. But anyway, enough about that. The point of it was that if men hang around with women, particularly when they're grown up, when men hang around with women and they're grown up, it's like it rubs off on them. That ability to be able to care. Yeah? That ability to empathize, to show affection. In other words, that aspect of emotional intelligence that typically men seem to struggle with, you could say, the emotional intelligence that men typically seem to struggle with. So being around women and growing up with women, generally speaking, broadly speaking, now I'm summarizing here in a big way, but it is very, very good for men. It helps them to become more in touch with their softer side, to be more gentle, to be more caring, to be more generous, thoughtful. Now, of course, there would be a few men who would be the exception. They would have been like that anyway, not naming any in particular. You know, and I mean, I certainly wouldn't be referring to me as like that, although many people have said that about me, of course. Anyway, men and women, we need each other. But apparently men seem to need women more, because men are very good at operating on at the extreme ends of the behavioural spectrum, if you like. So they would have been the primary instigators of severe acts of aggression, wars, mainly caused by men. And yet there's research showing that extreme acts of generosity and extreme acts of humanitarianism, men, driven by men primarily. So we can do the extremes, but effectively we can't do the balance. We can't do the sort of the everyday grounded stuff. You know, the stuff that I call being in the heart. What is it about men that they struggle with being in the heart? It's like that level of vulnerability scares the living bejeepers out of them. It's stupid. Anyway, it's an interesting article. And as far as I'm concerned, it backs up everything I've been saying on these blogs for the last X number of years. And of course, I would be a typical walking example of how to be a man in life. At least that's the way it is in my world. And I do live in a very small world, so it's probably very easy for me to say that. Arrogance can be a problem sometimes, of course. But apart from that, read the article, see what you think. Have a great weekend. We're nearly into August. The summer is fabulous. It's very heavy at the moment. Anyway, that's the end of the weather forecast.